What's up, Guild? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Keeping It Animated. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know I surely am. If you look here, we have a new guest. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the world real quick, you can go ahead and do that.
Hey, how y'all doing? I go by Allieclown. Call me whatever you want. Call me Allie, call me Clown, call me anytime. Let's get go.
It's for this guy. All right.
Hey,
So,
hey, hey.
all right. So before we even begin today's episode, I just want to go ahead and shout out the goat, Akira Toriyama. May he rest in peace. Um, Unfortunately, passed away. Creator of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. So rest in peace to him, and I hope his family's doing well as they can be and everything. Um, all I'm seeing is
millions.
all I'm seeing is sad posts and everything everywhere, and it's warranted. Mans was the goat, so rest in peace to him. So basically, just for today. Of course, later on the topics and everything are gonna change, but today we're just gonna be giving you guys our top fives, cartoons, adult cartoons, and our top five anime, just so you guys can get a little bit of insight into us and who we are. So that's where we're gonna start. Allieclown's gonna start us off with his list of what was it, adult cartoons we're starting at?
Yeah, I think it's where we talked about. I'm gonna start out with my honorable mentions. I gotta mention King of the Hill. Um, Growing up, that was one of the shows I would just throw on when it was on. Just kind of enjoyed it for what it was. Um, the reason it's not in my top five is I cannot stand the character Peggy. Cannot stand her. I love Bobby. I love Hank. I love Bill Dotrieve, Dale and Boomhauer. Love them all. Can't stand Peggy that much.
Man's just dropped. Just took it out of his top five for one character. That's how serious it is around here. You know what I'm saying? That one character killed the vibe.
But my number five, Rick and Morty. I've I've kept up with it. I've watched the new season, and to me, the new season is still interesting to watch. But the older Rick and Morty is what takes me back and keeps me there. I love Morty's character development. He went from like, yes, sir, I'll do whatever, to he's smartening up. He's becoming more Rick than Rick, if you want to believe it.
So I gotta go ahead and jump in here simply because Rick and Morty is also on my list, and we might as well go ahead and X that out.
And why would you tell him that? We gotta like
see nah. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and just start that out, so I can go ahead and jump in and have this conversation with you right now about it. So
okay.
So I do agree. The newer seasons kind of feel like they're hitting different, like I guess not topics, but like they're trying to create, like, flesh out the character development, and it's just moving. It's moving slow, and it's like, I don't know. I felt like the newer season just blew by quick, and I felt I had like nothing to grab onto with it.
Yeah, because like the new season, like as you said, it moved on quick, but it also felt like it dragged on at the same time. You felt like you watched two episodes, but you were really still in the one.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you're done with the season. It's like, and there was like not really a lack of story, because there's a huge story. It's Rick and Morty. There's a story about something in there that we don't even know about. Like,
as long as
just the way it is.
If you're observant enough, you'll find it.
Yeah, which people do. Which we'll get to another part of that conversation later. Yeah, another show.
We'll get to we'll get to theories and everything at a later date. You know what I'm saying? We'll touch upon different theories and stuff for cartoons, because there's some good ones. I'm not gonna lie, but.
Now I will say, since I said I disliked Peggy so much, that's the reason she's out. Summer is my favorite character. Summer is always keeping it real. She don't give a fuck. When they got trapped in the elevator in the flashback of the Hawk movie, and she's like, I pissed myself when we first got stuck. And everybody's like, ew. She's like, fuck y'all. I'm awesome. I do my own thing. I control myself. Like, I just love it. I'm gonna jump to my number 4 real fast. It's the longest running animated series of all time. Give me The Simpsons. Growing up, I'd watch The Simpsons. The Simpsons movie kind of was like a point where I was like, you know what, I really can fuck with The Simpsons. I decided to start collecting the DVDs, and then Disney Plus came out, and all of a sudden, my DVDs mean nothing.
Absolutely.
Because I can stream it wherever. However, the Simpsons first 10 seasons or whatever, that's the golden age of the Simpsons from what is it, 1989 to 1999. Those are the golden ages of the Simpsons, and those are fun to watch. At first, you're kind of like, I see where people would like this, but and then it eventually just builds up, and you're just like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
The jokes in the more modern seasons are they hit differently. Like they're funny, but the stories themselves are the reason for newer seasons are the reason I can't push this higher on my list.
It seems to be the case with like a lot of adult cartoons and stuff that's been running for a long time. It's like they're trying to catch up with the times and everything, and like their stories and stuff don't hit as good because they don't want to offend people and shit like that. So it's like,
Well, and a lot of the so with the Simpsons, it started out like it was supposed to be centered around Bart, and that's why like that's what grabbed people was it was about the kid. It's a rebellious kid that was getting in the era in the '90s when everybody was like, we got to be like anti-corporate. We got to be this, even though they've been doing that since the '60s. But
mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying? They're like getting it there, and then they shifted Homer in later of that golden age I talked about, like maybe season 5 to onward. They kind of focused more on Homer, and the show gained a little more popularity. It kind of showed like, hey, he tries. He loves his kids, but he kind of sucks as a dad from time to time.
Right. And even like I've noticed some stuff like that because I haven't watched Simpsons like all of it. It's for me Simpsons is kind of
It's
like
hard to watch all of it.
yeah, it's kind of like hit or miss like with some things for me, but it's like I
It's
noticed
the
that
one.
too.
It's the One Piece. It's the One Piece of the American cartoon. There's just so much. Um, I'll go ahead and jump to my number 3. That's all I have to say about The Simpsons. If
Already,
I say my favorite character is El Barto. Duh.
of course.
Um, my number 3, American Dad. Let me start off. The reason this is on my list, like this will never leave my list because of Steve Smith and the music. His voice is so
Stephen
angelic,
Anita
fantastic.
Smith. Put some respect on his name.
Man, I'll be honest, I'm messing up the songs right now. I can't think of it. My favorite one is because I'm a boy band person. I like music.
His
I don't
boy's
care
12.
to admit it.
His boy's 12.
Yeah, boys 12, B12. Shot B12. You know, you. I know the whole song. I love it. Fantastic. Rogers is also good. Like, I don't really have a character I dislike in American Dad. I think they're all written pretty well. They all have a purpose usually. Um, Annoying times, but then those characters can make it up. I'll give an example. Francine has times where you're just like, oh, Francine, shut up. And then she'll start hitting that ghetto side where she's whooping a bitch's ass, and you're like, damn, Francine, I didn't know you had that
It's
in
like
you.
you just forget that she's just built different from time to time.
She built different. Ugh. Oh, so much I could talk about with American Dad. Number 2, Archer. Now, Archer has a special place in my heart. It was something like me and my brother used to fight all the time, but that was the show that kind of like started our bond to get back to where it is today. Archer's beautiful. Archer's annoying as shit, but he stands on ground with his opinion. He don't give a fuck. He'll be like this. You said I'm ugly, so I'm gonna go and kill the people that you're trying to kill. Because fuck you, I'm the best.
Pretty much, yeah. Like that's what I've been noticing from watching it. Man stands on business at the end of the day, but like I just find it like hilarious how like all of their adventures and shit just end up fucked up, like just messed up in some way.
Now, something that I like that Archer did that a lot of people, to my recollection, when it happened, disliked very much was his coma sequences. So, Archer, I think it's season 6. Don't quote me on that. Maybe 7. He gets like really sick. Man, I'm really forgetting what actually happened. He either got sick or got blown up, something like that. He got cancer. and got put in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, season 8, 9, and 10 are like, oh, he's on an island. He's in space. There was another one in there. It was like he was in the 1930s, and it's like a lot of people hated that. Well, here's the thing: we knew for a fact that this was a coma thing. Like there was no way that it's anything other than a coma, a dream. We get 3 seasons of just Archer being Archer, doing random shit through different themes.
Yeah.
Enjoy it for what it is.
Because right now,
it's a fun watch.
And the season I'm in, I think I'm on season 6, and they just hit the they did the leagues underwater or some shit like that. I forgot what the show was called. So that was like, I see what you mean. Like when it comes down to that, I'm not too far into it. Like I said, I'm on like season 6, and I'm still making my way through it. But it's up there on my list of cartoons. We'll talk about that when I get to it. But
so I do want to mention this. Cheryl and Pam are absolutely my favorites.
Yeah, they're hilarious. They are hilarious.
You don't know what's gonna happen. Cheryl will be minding her own business and then just be like, "I'll fucking stab you!" and just start attacking somebody with a spoon, and you're like, "What the fuck? What got her going?" And then Pam just leans over and she's just like, "I hit that." And you're like, "The fuck are you talking about? What's going on? This skinny crazy is fucking up my friend, and this one said she fucked her. What?
The fucking just a good old fucking bone throwing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, and something I have to put respect on is my God, what's his name? What's the accountant's name that becomes an agent?
Cyril.
Kind of a pussy. Cyril. I was gonna say that, but that felt wrong. Okay, Cyril. I respect that his character, because his character's a pussy, right? Just a straight pussy. But man, they have this man fucking slung packing. He whips it out. All the chicks are like, damn, fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Huge. And then he's a sex addict that eats chocolate. Like, cool. He's a pussy, but he's got a fat cock. Let's go. Great.
They said we got to give him some redeeming qualities. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. They got to make him look interesting since he's a beta male. And I'm gonna do my last one for adult cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
South Park. There's so much I don't have to say and I have to say at the same time. Kenny is my favorite person. Mysterion, I love it. The video games are great. Because the video games were written by the people who wrote South Park.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. The jokes are funny. It keeps up with modern times. It doesn't care. It'll make fun of anyone.
Anybody can get it with South Park, dude.
And something I hate to say is all these celebrities that are like, South Park, obviously you made fun of me, I don't like it. And it's like, at least you're not being singled out. They make fun of everyone. Like, I'm gonna give an example. In the movie, I think it's either Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, or whatever one of the early ones is. They talk about a hockey player. I don't even remember his name. They use his name in pretty much like a "What would Jesus do" moment, but with him, and they put him in the like they make fun of him and it's kind of a rip because you're not as important as Jesus. In that scenario, you're not. In real life, the dude was like, I was honored. That was funny. I loved it. Same with Lord. Randy's Lord.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Randy's Lord, and he's like, yeah, I am Lord. Lord thought it was so funny. She caught herself doing that for the next 2 months after watching the episode. She loved it. Like, I want that respect. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Show's funny.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
You're good. That was my number one. We're gonna pass it off.
All right, so let me go ahead and start off at number 5 for mine is Bob's Burgers. Simply because, wait, what?
A good show, good show.
I was gonna say, what are you doing? What are you doing? But simply because it's hilarious. You know, the kids, they piss me off from time to time. I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, because it's just like sometimes you just want, like, not even a chill episode, but you want to see a W. You know, you want at least
For who though? Tell him
for Bob.
who?
You want to see a W for Bob, and you never get that W for him, bro. Like, ever. He never. And even if he gets the W in an episode, it's gone immediately. So it's like you really just want to see.
What is it? The episode where he ends up getting into a fight with the capoeira teacher or whatever, the Brazilian dance fighting, and he shits himself. Why is he in the scenario, Tina? Why?
It's like you feel so bad, and it's like you just want the W, and it's like at some point you just hope they give it to him, but it's like it's never gonna come. But it's like Louise, best character hands down though. Not gonna lie.
Yes, agreed.
Best character
Tell
hands
who the
down.
worst one is.
Definitely gotta be Linda. Linda for sure. I swear we're not misogynistic, bro. They just write these characters so horribly.
Hold on. Linda's played by a man. We need to remember that.
Oh man. So, moving on from that though, because
okay. All
right, we're gonna move on from that, or we're gonna be there for too long. You know what I'm saying? Number 4 is Family Guy. You know, the earlier seasons of Family Guy was definitely goated. When they actually like wanted to start building and everything, you know, like actually flesh out the characters and things, I think it was pretty good. But the newer seasons where everybody just kind of hates each other, and you know, like the whole love between Peter and Lois is just like thrown off and everything. I don't know. I kind of don't vibe with it. But Meg though, Meg's character development is A1. Like,
this is one thing I got to say about Family Guy, because Family Guy could have been on my list, but as you said, it has its moments now where it's just not what it is. But the one thing that always stays is when it makes a joke to make fun of something, whether it's a character in the show, whether it's self, where it's anything, it's golden. It's hilarious.
It lands. It sticks.
Like, okay, I have an episode. So my number 4 and his number 4 are like rivals. I have The Simpsons. He has Family Guy. Family Guy. Peter gets drunk, falls onto Lois's side of the bed, and goes, "We act like we didn't steal anything from The Simpsons, but we did." It's like, at least you can admit it as a cartoon.
It's like nowadays though, like Seth just doesn't care about Family Guy. It's like it's just the jokes aren't landing as hard as they used to. It's like it's just, I don't know.
He's made his money.
Yeah.
He's made his money, and he's just like, I'm good.
So yeah, Family Guy, but at the same time, it's like a good background, like a really good background show for me. If I'm doing something else, I just turn it on and just vibe. So 100%. That's why it's in my top 4, like top 5 at number 4, because it's, like I said, it's one of those vibe shows. My number 3, we already talked about it. It was Rick and Morty, so we could just go ahead and like fast forward past that.
Tell me something you feel about Rick and Morty. Something that, like, what's the reason you have it at 3? Because mine is at 5. Yours is at 3. Look at that number. That's a big difference.
That's true. Rick and Morty is at number 3 for me because I just find it hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like the earlier, like, first few seasons, like, really kept me hooked in, and like I could just rewatch it like constantly, like, and actually like watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like background noise or anything. I can actually sit down and watch it, find new things about it, and that I actually enjoy about it. So it's like it just has me hooked. And like the theories and everything that people talk about, just dig deep. And like even like I said, when I said before, like the newer season really didn't like grab me like the rest of them did. The Fear Hole episode had me. So it's like episodes like that, when they do things like that, which they do a lot, honestly, and like the storyline behind it, when you really dig deep and like look into it, it's like, yeah, it's dope. And then even character development for everybody. I think the only person who's like really struggling with character development is Rick right now, and that's because he's just stubborn as fuck.
Well, you also know his character. He's somebody who doesn't give a fuck, stands on his own ground, is horny all the time, drunk all the time, do whatever the fuck he wants. It doesn't matter. And there's not much more you can go. Once you introduce all those, it's just going to be a repeat of, hey, here's a challenge, and he's just like, get that out of my face.
Right. And
It's
then
just how
like,
it is.
but my favorite moments from Rick and Morty are the moments where like he can't overcome certain things. Like when they were in like the with the dragons, and he like
Yeah,
even though he did eventually overcome it, but like that shock of like I'm not a god right now is like those moments right there is like what I like the most.
that's why I like Summer so much, because Summer was the one that pretty much helped him out of that. Rick's like, or Rick will be like, okay, we're gonna fuck some shit up, or he's like, I don't know if I want to do this, Rick. And then Summer's like, stop being a pussy, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Summer, get
And
it.
even in like other scenarios where like they like the episode where they messed up their they both wiped their memories and Summer's just like I got it and
Yeah,
just knows all
straight
the
up.
protocols and shit. It's like, dude,
How do I know you're not the weirdo? Oh, Grandpa, do y'all have a an emergency scenario 3? They're like, Grandpa. Oh, a 4. Okay, cool. Ding.
it just handles the situation. So I agree. There are some moments where Summer is just a little annoying, but that's just how characters work.
I
Same thing with Morty.
I understand.
Definitely Jerry.
Oh yeah, when Jerry gets a win, it feels great, but then he always ruins it.
Always, always ruins it.
Like when they got divorced in season 3 or 4, whatever it was, and he goes and starts dating the alien chick, three tits.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, fuck yeah, Jerry, get it going. And then he blames his kids for the reason he has to break up with her.
Yeah.
And it's like, dog.
You
And then you find out that he
you
was
this
the
close.
rebound.
It's like
Then you find out he was the rebound. You're like, you did all that shit
for what?
that. Exactly.
So yeah. That's my number 3. Number
Okay.
2
What's your
is
number
Archer.
two? Yeah.
And it
Season
just
2, baby.
it just started making its way up my list of like adult cartoons because like I started it and I was like, okay, it's kind of funny. And then like
It's cool. It's chill, chill, chill.
and then I was like, okay, fuck up Spy, but he actually gets shit done. I like it. I like it. And then the more in depth you get into it and you start see like that persona he has breaking down and stuff like that, it's like, okay, I'm here. I'm here for it. Like it pisses me off sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like, dang, can y'all just like stick to the mission? Can y'all not do stupid things? Like when freaking
Yeah.
what was her name? Pam. Like the whole arc she's on about being addicted to cocaine and everything, and it's like, bro, y'all left this counterfeit money sitting right there when she's unhinged. You deserve whatever happens. So,
Yeah. Understandable.
and then from what I'm seeing so far, at least where I'm at, like the whole breaking down with Lana, because me, I'm like I don't seek romantical stuff, but like if it happens, I'm here for it. It's like if it happens, I'm here for it. And that's in anime cartoons, that's in anywhere. Like I don't seek it out. Like I'm not like a guy's like I'm gonna sit down and watch this romantic comedy or something. But like
Yeah. I want these two to get together.
that's how it is. It's like if I see a couple that I think would thrive, I want them to be together. And that's kind of how I'm feeling with Archer and Lana right now. So
Oh
um
yeah, you're in season 6, dude. You haven't even hit it yet.
damn.
Like it goes. Woo! Archer might become your number 1 because I talked about some stuff I realized you haven't even got to yet.
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm like, I'll forget it by the time I get to it.
Or you'll get to it and be like, that mother. Why would he?
The moment I see you at work, just,
It's just bang. I'm like, what did I do, man? What did I do? You told it, you ruined it.
okay, so and for my number 1 is American Dad. And that is Seth's golden child right there. You could tell he definitely cares about American Dad, and it's so black coded. I love it. There has to be some black writers back there. I'm not even gonna lie.
Something I want to say about that, because you said it was his golden child. I think Seth helped create Family Guy, but or not Family Guy. I messed up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm scared. Uh, American Dad. I think he helped, but he's not the main guy. I think it was a name recognition to help American Dad get off the ground,
Yeah.
because they have two completely different animation styles
Mhm.
on appearance. two different comedy. Where American Dad is like, or not American, man, I messed up again.
Oh,
Where Family
jeez,
Guy's
dude.
like, yeah, I messed it up. Where Family Guy's like, oh, this is like the one time I fought a bunny in karate, and then American Dad is just like, what you talking about, Willis? And it's like,
See, and I know, like people were saying that he also helps write for it from time to time, but it's like there has to be some black writers back there. You can't tell me there's not, bro. We got Francine standing on business.
ghetto queen,
We got
ghetto queen.
once again Stephen Anita Smith, king of R&B for real.
Now I'm gonna say this. There's a scene that Steve Smith that sticks in my head. I can't remember the song he's singing. But he's standing next to a jukebox in a diner singing to some big, beautiful black ladies, and he's just like just hitting them with that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He's the real king of R&B. I don't care what nobody says.
Now I will say a white dude does play him.
And they do it well, you know what I'm saying? They do it well.
Hey, his real voice, so give props to that actor for being able to hit those notes like that, man.
And then Roger, I love everything about Roger simply because like all the different personas and stuff, they're great. And he's just chaotic, bro. And the fact that like anytime, and I love how they're acknowledging it now, is like anytime like any character is supposed to be like new or supposed to be like tough or anything, it's just they automatically default to knowing it's Roger. Like the scene where it's like he's supposed to be like the most fiercest guy and clowning and everything. It's Roger. It's fucking Roger. Roger walks in and is like, see, and then
what are you doing?
Then I love like the whole like the theories that like everybody else like outside of the family sees Roger's different personas as like different people for real instead of seeing like,
oh yeah, that story was like that threw me for a loop because Stan's scared of Roger as this old man at a country club, and Steve's like, Roger, what the hell are you doing? Roger, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, everybody doesn't have I have a persona that everybody doesn't know. Proceeds to tell Steve that he has pretty much had sex with Roger because of that thing. It's like, oh my god.
yeah. So it's like, dude, it's American Dad is top tier. That's all I can say. It's top tier. But that was it for adult cartoons, actually. You know?
That's adult. So we're gonna move on to our American cartoons, one meant for maybe the early teens, younger audience, and we're gonna start with him.
All right. So at number five is Jimmy Neutron, and reason why it's number 5 and not up there higher is because like I watched Jimmy Neutron growing up, but it's not something I would revisit today. If that makes sense, it's not something I would sit down and just fully rewatch. That's one of those cartoons where it's like you held a special place in my heart, but now like I can't go back and rewatch you. So it's at number 5 for that, and a lot of it when you rewatch it kind of makes you upset because it's like, dude, you're like the smartest fucking person walking, and your friends are just like, why?
So with Jimmy Neutron, I never knew this when I was younger when I watched it, but when I got older, I found out Jimmy Neutron was just like a joke project. It was like a Studio B kind of thing, and they barely had any money. The place that they were doing at was running down. Like they didn't even have like bathroom kind of things, but they still produced something that's as good as Jimmy Neutron.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this: my favorite character is his dad.
Oh yeah, no,
Always
hands
funny.
down, everything. Like especially when he was like swollen, it's like, oh, he's been hitting the gym.
Oh god, I just saw a video. I just saw that this morning, dude. He's like, "You've been hitting the weight, son." Wait, what? But I can do it. What do you bench? 4,000 pounds? Like that's what you need is a friend, parent, child. It don't matter. You need somebody like that in your life.
Exactly, dude. So it's like, yeah. What was his name? Hugh? Wasn't it Hugh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was obsessed with ducks.
Yeah, W dad for real. Like, and that's another thing I like Jimmy Neutron. Is like the dad actually like he was klutz, like he was a klutz, but he wasn't like written to be terrible like most dads are in cartoons, you know. So that's my number 5 right there, and so we're gonna go ahead and hop to my number 4, which I could rewatch a lot, but it's at number 4, regular show.
Regular show. Yeah.
And when I first watched regular show, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, you know, you're younger, and it's like it's called regular show. What could really go wrong? And then it wasn't regular at all. Like it was like, whoa, bro. Like 1 second you're supposed to be sweeping, you're supposed to be cleaning the park, and then now the world is in danger if this freaking unicorn doesn't pass a math test. What?
Yeah. So there was my first episode ever was rock, paper, scissors for Pops' chair. I think that might have been the first actual episode where they tie like 100 times, and Pops and the entire park's like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden, holy, what? Just for rock, paper, scissors?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's insane, bro. It was like, or the episode where, like, Pops told Benson to stop yelling at them. Like, this man just blasted a nuke at them. Like, bro, what?
But that's fair. We all feel like that. If you've never been that mad at somebody because you can't just yell at them like that, you would understand that pain.
See, and it's like...
And Benson's like Bob from Bob's Burgers. You want him to get a dub, but then he never gets the dub unless
every time he does get the dub, it gets like unwound later. It's like
yeah, like he was dating that girl that was in his same apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he got knocked out because, you know, somebody had an elbow drop from the top of a ladder, knocked him clean out. Then they pretended to be him by stuffing peppers in his mouth to get him to win a chili cook-off, or not a chili cook-off, a spice eating contest.
Mm-hmm. Like, dude.
And then he's just, oh yeah, she broke up with me.
Like, what?
Okay.
All right, so we gotta move on because I already know some of these other ones are gonna take up way too much time. At number 3,
gotta keep pushing.
Number 3, we have The Amazing World of Gumball. And I definitely wanted to put The Amazing World of Gumball up higher because the show is just, it's not meant for kids, bro. That show is not meant for kids, dude. And I absolutely love how they just push the limits of certain things, like Gumball eating freaking the potatoes in front of Idaho, and like, or the social justice warrior Gumball is just like, it's just pure gold, and I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. I love all the characters. Like nobody in the show, maybe except for Tobias, makes me upset.
Tobias does have his moments, though. Tobias is annoying, but when he's like being helpful and like actually helping, it's like that's a dub right there, Tobias. Thank you.
Yeah. Once he's like actually helpful and everything, that's when Tobias gets up there. But it's like, but other than that, like nobody else. And maybe the flower. I forgot the flower's name, but sometimes he makes me mad too. I'm not even gonna lie there.
But no, I'm not thinking of the flower. I'm thinking of the balloon.
Mm-hmm. See,
the balloon.
Nothing he can do.
Clutch.
Nothing he can do will make me upset. But and Darwin
about the balloon,
and Darwin being the blackest character. I absolutely love it. I love all of the unhinged Darwin moments because it's just great. Like, especially with the turtle, and he's just like, he's like, "You thought you could drown me? I'm a fish with legs."
And he gets this really deep voice, and it's like right in his face. I'm like, oh. Now I will say, Darwin is a part of one of my favorite jokes in Amazing World of Gumball. Amazing World is not on my list for those wondering, but we're gonna reenact it real fast. Let's see. You be Darwin, I'll be the, you know, joke I'm talking about.
Wait.
With Richard in the car.
Oh. He's like,
don't be Darwin, I'll be Richard.
It's like, knock knock.
Dad?
What? No. Oh man! And for those who are wondering, Brandon, I need you to put like a little clip there for that. I need you to just like show that clip. But
It's only like 6 seconds, so hopefully we don't get in trouble. We're so small.
Right, and so it's like that show is just golden. Especially like I have to mention it before we move on. Especially where it's like make a wallet sound, and Gumbo's like wallet. And he's like wallet, and it's like you do it better. And then Darwin's just like making the most accurate change noise ever. It was just beautiful. But
and it's just like, oh, hold on, something I want to mention before we move on. Do you like how they have a bunk bed, but Darwin sleeps in a fishbowl?
In a fishbowl, I don't understand it.
Okay, we'll come back to that on a later date. We'll push that one on the calendar. Go ahead and tell us.
Oh man, my number 2 is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Simply because
no, it is not an anime. I'm standing on that ground.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is a cartoon that we sometimes consider an anime in certain conversations. I'm gonna throw that out there now. It is a cartoon, so get that through your head. But Avatar: The Last Airbender it's goated. It's amazing. Like all of the character development, because I'm always here for character development. If the show has A1 character development that actually makes sense, I'm here for it. Like Zuko's character development went insane. I think that's like one of the best character development arcs I've ever seen in cartoon history.
From supposed villain to like a good guy.
Good guy, like
that's gotta be the
that actually works and doesn't feel forced, you know?
Yeah.
And
like it feels like you're like
Aang's adventure growing up and everything, that it hit, you know, Sokka from his misogynistic era to him fully understanding and being like one of the most badass non-benders in the show. Amazing.
But the thing with him is they do his character development through his love interest.
Mm-hmm.
Because how would you feel if you connect with this girl a lot and then all of a sudden she becomes the moon?
That's rough, buddy.
Come on, dog. I'd be like, the worst part is the moon's always there. The moon is never gone. You see the moon, and you're just like, I miss her.
That's rough, buddy.
No. But he always got bad bitches. Like,
yeah, Sokka was the backbender, bro. He was the backbender.
Yeah,
he was bending. Hey, he wasn't bending elements, but he was bending others.
Yeah.
And Toph,
making the shine bright.
Toph, one of the best ever written female characters in any show ever. I will say, like, in my opinion, like everything about Toph was just great. She
stood on ground,
bro. And the fact that like she was immediately ready to stand on business in any situation that happened. Like I saw a clip when they were fighting the Combustion Man or Sparky Boom Boom Man, you know, and like she got blown away. And then, like, immediately went into, like, battle stance and, like, chucked just 10 tons of earth at this guy immediately. I'm like, bro, the fact that she's just so ready at all times to prove why she's the GOAT is why I love Toph.
Now, something about Toph that, man, I felt bad. That was, like, one of the, I actually really bad for a character that we're supposed to love when it comes to their back, like, not their backstory, but how they the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's supposed to be this innocent, blind girl, probably like 10 years old, just like Aang. And her parents like, she is defenseless. And then it cuts to her beating the crap out of grown men 4 times her size.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nothing. She's like, I can feel you walking. And they're like, you can't see shit. And it's like, really? I can't. Of course I can't. But I can feel you coming.
And like the seismic sense is definitely one of the best things I've ever like experienced in cartoons. Like the fact that like she can't see but she can see is great. Yeah. And just developing those guys definitely died in that box. You can't tell me they didn't die in that box, bro.
Oh, no,
they are hella dead in that box, dude. But like the fact that she was just like, okay, I don't want to be in this box. I can do this. Metal bend. And putting the fear of God into those soldiers went on the airship. Like, just I would be terrified if I was a firebender and the door kicks down. This child jumps into the door, dons a metal suit, and it just aggressively attacking us. I would quit.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring something up from an adult cartoon we never mentioned. That cartoon is Futurama. Futurama, love it. It would probably be like my 7th or 8th on my list, but Bender from that makes me think of Toph so much because of this right here. He's like, I'm a bender, and they're like, Bender, you can't bend wood. You can only bend metal. And he's like, the door don't know that. Proceeds to bend the door perfectly. That's what I think of Toph. Toph's like, I can bend metal, and they're like, Toph, you can't bend metal. You can only bend earth. And she's like, the metal don't know that.
But I love it. I absolutely love it. But for time purposes, we have to move on.
Number 1.
Gravity Falls. And Gravity Falls is my number 1 show because the theories, the storyline, the character development, everything about it is just A1. And Bill Cipher. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So my thing with Gravity Falls, the reason it's not that high, it won't be that high on my list because I find Dipper annoying. Like you want to root for him, you want him to do good, but man, you're just like, dude, just stop. Mabel's so much better.
Yeah, and then that episode with like the Street Fighter-esque episode definitely deserved at the end.
Actually,
definitely deserved at the end.
Love that episode. Love that episode.
So it's like you want to root for him, but at the same time, when he gets what he deserves, you root for that as well, you know. But let's go ahead and get over to your list of cartoons.
Okay, so I have 3 honorable mentions because I couldn't think of anyone else to. I'm gonna start with Danny Phantom. Keep it short. Danny Phantom's great. I love the Fenton family themselves. Danny's great. Sam's great. Tucker's cool. It's just all nice. Like there's nothing you can. The villains are cool. Some of them suck, and then they just like smack them, and then they're off over there, and you're like, oh, they're actually gonna fight something serious. Cool. Next one is Bluey. I have a son. He's a young baby kid thing, toddler.
Young baby kid.
He loves watching Bluey, and I catch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. He watches Bluey all the time. It's one of his favorite shows. But Bluey is meant for everyone. And my brother found a banned episode from season 2. It's on like late season 3 now. And it has Bandit. If you know anything about Bluey, Bandit, Bingo's in like a baby carrier and is trying to slither out because she got stuck in it. And it almost looks like Bandit is giving birth to Bingo, the younger sister of Bluey, and Bluey's trying to deliver the baby. It got banned for that. And I need to find this episode because it is. My brother said it's the funniest shit, but he can't find it. My last one is a shock to me. So I was not a Disney person. Like, I like Disney, don't get me wrong. Everybody has something in Disney they like. But I was not a Mickey Mouse fan. But if you have not seen this new Mickey Mouse, it's got the old animation style and modernized it. The old black and white style, modernized. And it is the funniest thing. I could watch every episode nonstop. My favorite scene that got me to even watch the episode was Mickey and Minnie have to go look for something separate. Minnie takes a fall, and Mickey runs through a haunted forest, a desert, runs through a bunch of different scenarios just to go up to Mickey and be like, what happened?
Brandon, that's another thing we need you to put in there for us, please.
What happened?
What happened?
Hilarious. What happened? It's if you like cartoons, go watch it. It's great. Now I'm gonna start my list. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. My 5 is Hey Arnold. Helga is my favorite character by far, and is the reason it's this high on my list. I like watching Hey Arnold, but there's times where Arnold just, man, he needs to get a grip and understand. That's just how I be feeling. That's all I gotta say. I ain't got much more. I just enjoy it. Fun to watch. I love his grandpa. The movie, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. It kind of clicks up some ideas. Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear this, you can move on. Arnold and Helga end up getting together. they find his parents and pretty much just put a full circle on the show, even though it was like 15 years after it got off the air.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4. If anybody ever says they're a fan of Disney and doesn't like this show, you're crazy. Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb has to sit
Perry's great.
Oh, sorry about that.
On what? The throne?
I was like, Phineas and Ferb has to sit at least on everybody's list if you say you like Disney. Like, it has to.
If you're like top 5 favorite Disney shows, if Phineas and Ferb isn't your 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1,
you're lying.
It's got to be one of them.
You're lying to
Or even
yourself.
an honorable mention. I'll accept an honorable mention if you're like, I didn't really like Phineas and Ferb as a kid, but I like it. I get it now. If it's on your honorable mentions, be my guest. But Phineas and Ferb and Vanessa getting together is shocking to me. It's a 12-year-old kid. She's 16. But then at the end of it, when they're 18, getting ready to go off to college. If you've never seen this, I apologize. Another spoiler alert. I'm spoiling a lot of this. Ferb and Vanessa get together, and his full name isn't Ferb. It's short for Ferbs. Add an S to that. What kind of man? The writers are playing with us. And Poffenmeyer, you got me. And then Phineas and Isabella never get together. Until the end, they realized they needed them to get together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
bro, and the fact that he just pulls, the fact that he pulls out the stack of college applications, and he's just like, I didn't know which school I was going to before, but I know now, just so he can be with Isabella is so good, dude.
Respect.
It was so good, dude.
And then you can't drop Perry and Doofenshmirtz's relationship is the best. Doofenshmirtz is not a bad guy. He just thinks he is. Most tragic backstory, and I don't even give a fuck about anime's backstories. Doofenshmirtz has the worst one.
His parents not being at his own birth is crazy. How do you pull that off?
That is crazy. Magic, man. Jump to my number 3. This is number 1 for the longest time till I start really getting into like watching and understanding and the stories, and it's Ed, Edd n Eddy. There's not like Double D was always my favorite character. Ed has got to be on top tier of the best, strongest characters of all time. And then Eddie is annoying from time to time, but he has his like he's like the sense of reason when everything is going chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
He causes it to go chaotic, and then he's the sense of reason like, oh, and WD's like, I've been telling you this the whole time, dude. And then Ed's just there like,
you can't tell me Ed's not multiversal in strength.
Oh no, the dude was like 2 years old in a diaper and picks up an entire house and slams on Double D, who just walks away from it like it's nothing.
Bro, they're all multiversal at this point. You can't tell me they're not.
Okay, my number 2, already been mentioned in his list, regular show. The only thing I really hate about it is Mordecai's obsession with Margaret annoys me, and Rigsby's unwillingness to admit when he is wrong. Those are the only 2 things that get to me. Because Mordecai's in a relationship with CJ at one point, the cloud lady, and it's a healthy, great relationship. Breaks up with her to try to get with Margaret. And then when the show's over and he pursues his art career, isn't even married to her. Isn't even with her. He's with some girl he met through his art studio.
Right.
Okay, what was the whole point of that if that's how it ends? And then Rigby, when I found him and Eileen were secretly together for like 6 months or whatever it was, I don't think I cheered for Rigby any harder. So I was like, he got a sense. Rigby settles down at the end with Eileen, and they have like 3 kids. I was so happy.
See, that's why.
Right.
That's one of the things that everybody say they enjoy with regular show is Rigby's character development, because he definitely was a piece of shit in the beginning, but Eileen flipped that man around like crazy, dude. Like, and I'm here for it. You know, like I said, when I see romance in shows that I root for, I'm here for it, and that was definitely one of them. Because I'm like, dude.
Oh, you keep telling you.
I was gonna say, because I'm like, dude, she keeps you grounded, bro. Make sure you don't fuck that up.
Bag that. My favorite thing with them is the whole watering Margaret's plants storyline.
Mm-hmm.
When they accidentally read her diary. and Eileen was there the whole time. She was the one that actually was watering the plants.
Mm-hmm.
And Rigby had to share a secret. And he's like, I secretly think Eileen is hot without her glasses. Next time he sees Eileen, she doesn't have glasses on. I was like, oh my God, she was there. Love it. And then all of a sudden, bumps into the table. Great joke. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna hit my number one up. My number one has been my number one pretty much since I started enjoying cartoons with it.
Mm-hmm.
Adventure Time.
I should have been on the list.
Yeah, Adventure Time. It hits differently. I do not like how it ends. I'm a big person with endings going away that I feel they should. It's very selfish of me to think that way. But like, and I haven't watched the new stuff that came out on HBO. It's not HBO Max anymore. It's just called Max.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Finn and Cake stuff, and they have extra stuff that goes on. I need to go watch it so if my opinion changes. But the character development, he loses his arm twice, gets a flower arm, gets something out, and Finn is just a great character. He's someone you want to root for, stands on his ground. It's great. And then Jake, coming from an evil background, just to be a good guy because he felt like it, is hilarious to me. Princess Bubblegum pisses me off because she tries to be too controlling. Marceline is great. Is one of my favorites. Ice King is, without a doubt, probably the best anti-villain that there is.
Someone got hit in the boing loings. The boing loings. Someone got hit in them.
He keeps a diary. He writes Fiona and Cake. It's great. I still think if Finn ended up with Flame Princess, I'd have been happy. I don't remember how it ends. I don't remember if he ends up with anybody. I don't think he does. I think he just becomes one of those long-time adventurers. And I still can't believe, I think he still had sex with Lumpy Space Princess.
Probably.
If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you have to watch some of the later seasons. But I'm gonna move on. We're gonna jump to anime. Probably the thing
everybody's here for. That's what you guys are really here for. We know what you're here for. That's why we saved it for last.
Now, I will say before we start animes, we might do movies later on down the list if you want to hear those, because movies are also animated. But we're gonna stick with the shows. I'm gonna start this list off. I have a lot of animes that just are sit like this on me, so I have a lot going on. My honorable mentions is Full Metal Alchemist and One Punch Man. Full Metal Alchemist, it's just enjoyable. You can just watch it. Character development's great. It keeps you in suspense. They have power, but it's not like they're like gods or something. Hey, can they fight Goku? And Goku's just like, please don't do that to them.
And then on top of that, and with Full Metal Alchemist, anime is my territory, so I can.
That's him.
I know.
I'm cartoons and adult cartoons. That's where I sit.
I like the rules behind Full Metal Alchemist. You can have power, but you can't have too much power if you step on my rules. And Truth will hold you to that shit. And he's unbiased as fuck. That's what I like. He's not like, I like you. You do whatever you want. Truth will take what he needs to take if you step over those bounds, those boundaries. And I'm here for that.
I love it. One Punch Man, I like it. I like it because of the sarcasm. That's all I gotta say. My favorite scenes are just watching him doing the NFL Combine style stuff, where he's like, "How fast can he run? Woo! How high can he jump? Where did he just land on the moon?" All that shit's so funny. But then he's half mental. He can't write. He's like, "Why do you want to be a superhero?" I like to beat people up.
Only pet peeve I have with One Punch Man is how they purposefully make him late all the time, and then the people around him are just like, who's this loser? And he's finishes the boss in one hit, and everybody's like, that guy's still a fucking loser.
They scream and just who is that guy? I do understand that, but I think the comedicness of it, because That was actually the first anime I watched.
Mm.
And I watched it in Japanese, and I do not speak Japanese. So I was like this. And like I had to do something the next day, and I was up till 4 or 5 in the morning just
Bro
watching
hadn't
it on my phone.
bro hadn't unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan yet to watch subs.
That's the only one I've watched in sub, other than like I've watched a few episodes of Naruto in sub, but I tried to dub it. Okay, my top 5. I have a tie at 5 because I couldn't make up my mind. I'll explain. I'm gonna start with My Hero first. Tied for 5, My Hero Academia. I love all the characters. There's not one character I dislike or think is badly written. There's some people who might be able to convince me. There's some people who might be able to convince me, but all animes, I'm saying this now, needs a pervy person. And Minette is perfect. He's the short guy. Nobody wants to root for him, but when he helps and does something successful to help everyone else, you're like, and then he tries to look up somebody's skirt, and you're like, one of the girls boots him into the next county, and you're like,
Deserved.
The reason it's on my list, and the reason I have questions whether to keep it in my list is the fan base. Like, I work with kids, and those kids kind of like make you like, man, do I really actually like My Hero? Is it for me? Then you watch it, and you're like, it is for me. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Tied with that is Cowboy Bebop. The reason Cowboy Bebop is like it's an enjoyable watch. It's an older anime. I even have a shirt, and that's the only reason I started watching it. A friend got me a shirt. It was the
See you later, Space Cowboy.
Yep, almost forgot it. And I was like, I've never seen that. I'm gonna watch it. I watched it, enjoyed it, but the reason it's tied for 5th and not behind my honorable mentions is it is pretty much Archer, but anime style.
Mm-hmm.
Like Archer and I don't even remember his name. It's been so long since I've seen it. They're pretty much one and the same, but Cowboy Bebop, he has morals where Archer does not, and Archer pushes things farther than Cowboy Bebop does, but he just wants to be left alone and do his job.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, this one, I have one issue with it. I'll get into that. Yu Yu Hakusho. I love the story. I love the characters. It's this down bad kid that's like, doesn't have a great life and dies saving a kid and gets told that kid was probably going to survive if he didn't do anything anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't even going to get hit. He was going to fall and get scratches. And he's like, are you serious? The one time I do something good. My thing about it is, if you know anything about fighting, different fighting styles or anything, kicks are very important to striking. And there is no kicks in this. He's literally like throwing hands like, let's go, punch, punch. And then he's like, oh my God, my arms are trapped. I don't know what to do. It's like, kick him.
You have legs.
I caught myself yelling. I caught myself yelling, kicking him like while watching it. So that's why it's my number 4. My number 3, Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter. I don't care how you say it. You're an adult. You're a kid. It don't matter. Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter. Call it whatever you want. It's the same thing. We all know what you mean. The reason it's number 3 on my list is because Gon and Killua's relationship is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's like two friends that are two different sides of the same coin. Gon, when he straight up was like, you know what, give me all my power that I'll ever have. I don't care if it kills me. I'm killing that man right there. I was like, respect. But then I'm like, and Killua was like, going to try to stop him. He's like, Killua, leave me alone. He's so calm. And I'm like, what the hell? That's scary.
Bro, his rage was insane,
scary.
dude. That adult Gon was crazy with it. But they go to war for each other, bro, and it's crazy. Like the moment Killua finds out like anybody has done anything to Gon, he's like, you're dead. And vice versa. I'm here for it.
And something that I was like not prepared for was Killua becoming electricity. That made me feel like if I started doing that, like taking like one of those little hand tasers you can put on a keychain, just I eventually just be like, I control static. Yeah.
Or you do irreparable damage to your body. Either one.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens. It's just what it is.
Factual.
Now, one of my favorite running jokes is, oh my god, what's the crazy clown dude that doesn't know what the hell's going on half
Hisoka?
the time? He's a guy.
Hmm?
That's another way I've heard it said.
Hisoka?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call it Hisoka because the other one sounds weird to me too.
Mm-hmm.
When Gon punches him in the face out of nowhere, or does the fishing technique of hunting that he does, and he's like, "Oh God, yes."
There's so
like,
much potential.
Dude, still a child. Chill, Holmes.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm gonna jump to my number 2 before I get more into that.
Yep.
Okay, my number 2. I had just finished the entire series recently. Is Fairy Tail. Something I like about it is like who the main characters are, but you feel like some of the side characters are just as important.
Mm-hmm.
Levy is an example. Levy is shown very little, and her and Gagio having a relationship, I love it. Fairy Tail's this high on my list because I do love the characters, but the ending, they hint of different romantic relationships, and in the end, they pretty much tell you all these that we have speculated the whole time. We don't say it, but we show it. Like, yes, they're together.
Yeah.
Dre and Juvia, messed that up. They get together, and you're like, fucking finally, Juvia gets the win.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
There we go. Makes you feel something. But I do like Natsu. I think he's a strong fire character. I think he's one of the strongest fire characters in anime. And it's like, oh, well, what if he fights a water person? He's just like, I'm just going to get so hot that they explode. Like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, respect. Now, I will say this. I've told many people, the reason it's not number 1 for me, Happy pisses me off. I stand our ground. Happy is so annoying to me. He has a chance to kill whatever his name is. I forget. The Dark Lord Zareth. And Happy's like, no, I don't want you to die. It's like, dude, it's for the greater good of life. Like, if one person's not in it, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can move on. We'll mourn them. We'll put a statue up. Who cares? But why would you do it? Okay. My number 1, it's actually going to be a shocker. Not many people probably have this one in their top 10, maybe even top 20 favorite animes. Black Clover.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
The reason that yeah, it probably would. I said not many people. The reason Black Clover's on my list is because Asta is got to be my favorite character of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just Naruto. Well, you know what? Naruto's pretty damn good, if you ask me.
Yep.
But the characters are different than Naruto. So, Naruto has the 9 tails, is super powerful, has his parents gave him this ungodly amount of chakra anyway. Asta has no magic in a world that's 100% magic.
Mm-hmm.
And this man works to get that he has. This man has a 12-pack, probably 45-inch pythons if you really let him have those. And this dude is, and then all of a sudden, he's like, I'm a demon. It's like, what? So, your best friend that got dropped off with you, that, is end up being like 6'3" and scrawny as hell. He's
prodigy.
The Asian Kevin Durant at this point. Yeah. He's an angel. He learns angel. I don't think he learns angel magic. I don't remember. But he gets the 4-leaf clover book. Asta gets the 5-leaf clover book and is a demon. So it's like, dude, what just happened?
Right.
I love it. Can't wait for it to finish. Next, we're going to move on.
All right. Here we go. I do now. I actually, like I told you, my honorable mentions will come on the fly. I don't have anything written down, but I just thought of one that I would love to mention. ReZero, starting life in another world from zero. Those who know, you know how traumatizing that fucking show is, and it is just great. So just to quickly explain it to you, Subaru, the main character, he gets transported to another world after being murdered, I believe, and he gets this ability from this goddess to basically, like, every time he dies, he restarts from a certain point. And the whole show is basically just him trying to save all of the other characters and himself, but he just dies brutally so many different times, bro. It's traumatizing. It's a great story. And he's one of those weak characters. Like he's like the weak isekai character, you know, like the real bitch made character. But like he starts to he slowly starts to like get better. So that's why I really enjoy it. Plus, like I said, this show is traumatizing, dude. Watching him die in so many different ways and like or having to kill himself and everything, it is crazy. Brandon, bleep out what I just said. But that was my honorable mention.
So I want to add something to that. My number one for adult cartoons was South Park. My favorite character is Kenny, and you pretty much just describe what happens to Kenny all the time too.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So the characters that are beloved are always treated like they're reusable.
Yeah.
And I keep eating candy, so don't catch me on that.
And going into my number 5 is Eminence and Shadow. And I love this show because the main character is cold as fuck. Like he does not care what he has to do to achieve his goals. He's OP as hell, but he like doesn't always flex that he's OP as hell. The only downside to the show is his personality of wanting to be a background character. I really don't like that because it's like you have all this power, you have like this money, like all of these like girls and stuff in your I wouldn't say it's not a harem, but like in your army basically, and you're just like, I want to be a background character. It's lame. It's lame as hell. But I really do love the show. I think a lot of people will enjoy it if they watch it, especially if they like overpowered MCs, because that's one of my favorites. And holy fuck, I can't believe I didn't put this on my list, but I have another honorable mention. I'm sorry.
He's jumping back. He's jumping back.
I'm sorry. Overlord. Overlord is one of the best shows I've ever laid eyes on, and that should be my number one. And it's not, and I hate it here because it's not. So yeah, Overlord is fantastic.
Hold on. You said you want that to be your number one?
Yeah, that definitely should have been my number one. I'm not changing it now.
He's standing on ground. Okay, well, we've been talking we like. Now, I will say, Overlord, when I go through, like, what anime I should watch, that's, like, one that I'm like, should I?
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel like getting into Overlord? Because it looks cool. Like, the artwork looks cool. I want to press it and be like, what is this? It kind of gives me vibes when it comes to the artwork of, this is good. Don't quote me, because I know they're probably not any close to the same. Assassination Classroom was also, like, the second anime that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at that, it gives me the same feeling, like, I should probably watch this.
You should. It's amazing.
I'll put it on my bucket list.
Because it's an isekai too, so if you wanted to get into isekai, Overlord is an isekai. He gets transported into his video game as his character. So he's like this OP fucking character, and he has like his entire like everything from the video game got transferred like to him in that world. Like it's a separate world, but it's the video game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
kind of like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
They have that
Greed Island.
Yeah.
Yes. It's amazing. You really enjoy it. It should have been on my list. I hate myself for not doing it. But moving on, because we're running out of time. My number 4 is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Number 4.
It's Jujutsu Kaisen simply because like I love the whole explanation of curse techniques. I love the domain expansions. I love that they just throw hands. Like Yuji Itadori, main character, is nothing but hands. And I absolutely love it. It's amazing. Gojo, great character. The manga's pissing me off right now with where it's at, but we're not going to get into that because that'll be too long of a video. But moving on. Number 3 for me is Future Diary, aka Mirai Nikki. Some people know the Japanese name of it. Some people know the English name. So, you gotta spice it up. It's a great show. The whole concept behind it, it's a battle royale, basically. It's amazing. I really love it. Gasai, one of the best characters. What are you saying?
I might need to hook up watching it because you just based on so I haven't seen his entire list. I've watched a few episodes of some of them, but that's what I haven't even looked up. He just said a battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Future Diary.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
It's okay. Do you want me to explain the plot a little bit more, or?
I don't care. Go ahead.
So basically, it's a battle royale to become the next god.
Of course it is.
There's this being. His name is I think it was like Deus Ex Machina or something. It was either Deus Ex or Deus Ex Machina, and he would talk to our main character from time to time because he thought the main character thought he wasn't real, thought he was like an imaginary character basically, and he would like talk to him from time to time and everything, and he bestowed upon him like this phone. It was like his diary. Basically, every morning it would update itself on what's gonna happen that day, giving him future sight. Um, and then come to find out, Deus is like, yeah, there's like 12 other people I've given this power to. You guys are all gonna fight to the death, and whoever wins is gonna take my spot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Cool. Sounds simple enough. Don't want to show what happens afterwards. What if he wins or not? Who cares?
I mean,
Cool.
spoiler alert. He does, I believe if I remember correctly, he does end up winning after like you find out that the reason Gasai, which I said is the best girl in anime history, best waifu, she's crazy as fuck for him. Like she's madly in love with him and everything. Come to find out,
Jealous.
she originally won her world's tournament and became god, but she had to kill him, so she made a new world where he existed, killed her present self there, and did the whole thing over again just to be with him. And she was just gonna continue that cycle up until he eventually won.
Damn. Okay, that's a man. If a girl did that for me, I'm gonna put a ring on it.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, you're gonna kill me at the end of this, but we're gonna be together again. So, it's a great show.
Hit me up with
What's up? My number 2, Guilty Crown. And for those who've seen Guilty Crown, you know it starts off extremely slow, but once you get into it and once you watch it, it becomes like one of the best things you've ever seen. I'm not gonna spoil anything since you're watching it actively, so
I'm still in the slowness. I'm on episode 2, and I'm just like,
yeah, you want it to speed up, but once it actually starts speeding up and you get into the plot of everything,
no, it's gone.
It grabs you, and it's like it's amazing. The romance in it is amazing. I don't like the anime ending. I love the manga ending, but the anime ending pisses me off.
Okay, once I finish, we can discuss that, because that's...
Yeah, you're gonna see why it pissed me off, and then I'll tell you the manga ending if you don't search it up, and you're gonna be like, wow, they should have kept the manga ending. But moving to my number 1, because again, we're running out of time. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Okay, before he starts talking about, like, his favoriteness, I decided to watch this. And I started it, like, a week ago. I've gotten a few episodes in. And I'm telling you this right now, literally the first, like, 10 minutes of it will hook you so fast.
Mm-hmm. The first 10 minutes will hook you, and then the whole show, like all 3 seasons, and the movie included, will just roller coaster you. And a lot of people don't like it, and this is going to be sort of a spoiler in a sense.
Spoiler alert!
A lot of people don't like it because it kind of follows the Dragon Ball route, of which death means nothing.
Well, hold on. Okay, again, I'm a few episodes in, just kind of like watching it here and there. Obviously, he gets reincarnated. That means he dies.
Mm-hmm.
If reincarnation is a thing, it just depends on how they get reincarnated and where they go. Because, like, reincarnation to happen means death happens. But, like, Dragon Ball and all them, dudes be dying and then just be showing up in the same world like nothing happened. That's the difference, is, like, when you're reincarnated, you're going to a different world. You're not just like, hey, show him back up. Hey, how you doing? No.
See, like, explaining it further, what I mean, like, death means nothing. You know, like, because, you know, even if they do die, or if they, like, wish them back with the Dragon Balls, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, death means nothing when the Dragon Balls exist. That's pretty much one of the plot lines that happens
balls on your face.
Later. I'm not going to get too deep into it because you need to see it yourself. But, like, people got pissed off about it because they were like, what was the point of it then? And I'm like, dude, because it was badass. Like,
yeah.
But,
most definitely.
He's overpowered. Like, he becomes overpowered as fuck, but it's all reasonable as to why he becomes OP. You know, and that's what I really enjoy. Like, it wasn't like he just transferred over and didn't put in any work. You know what I mean? So, like, the show, it keeps you hooked. It's entertaining as fuck. and all of the all of the side characters matter, you know. Um, and we have you seen him meet the dragon yet?
Oh yeah, I'm past that. He's already absorbed him.
Yeah. So
Sorry for that.
best character right there. When you get to it, best character
Yeah.
right there. I'm not gonna even lie to you, but like um because like and just a slight character spoiler if you don't mind. I'm trying to tell the people. He does come back and he's a big ass anime fan. Like he literally like you'll see him spamming Kamehamehas. He's literally like shouting. He's like Hadouken Kamehameha, bro. It's so fucking great, dude.
The I was gonna say, I'm gonna say this now. We'll probably have a lot of spoiler alerts on this show, just to let you know if you haven't seen something. But who cares? Just enjoy the journey of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why that bothers me so much. That's a pet peeve. Somebody's like, spoilers. I want to watch it for myself. Watch the journey. You got to see how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you somebody dies, but it won't tell you how it happened.
Right. Because, like I told you, he comes back. I'm not telling you how.
Does he get pooped out?
No. I will say, I will give you that. He does not. But,
I was just about to say, I had a feeling, like, as soon as he got absorbed, I'm like, he's going to get pooped out.
It is a great adventure. It's a great show. Rimuru, like, there's no dull moments. There's zero dull moments in this show, and that's what I really enjoy about it. Like, and all of the characters stand on business, bro. Like, once you really get into it, like, every character that you meet stands on business, and I'm here for it. But that's my top 5 list.
That's our top 5 of our animes, adult cartoons, and cartoons. If you want to share your top 5, go ahead, do whatever you want.
Yeah, post your top 5 in the comments. I don't care if you post all 3 categories. I don't care if you only post 1. I want to see your top 5 in the comments down below.
And if you have any topics you want us to cover, any at all, through animation, whether it's movies, TV shows, anime, let us know what you want to see.
As long as it's animated, you know, it doesn't have to be anime. It can be animated. It could be a cartoon. It could be a fan-made animation. It could literally be anything. As long as it's animated, we will cover it. Drop it down below. Let us know. But I think that's about it for today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can go ahead and leave.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. See you next time.
All right. We're out. Get out of here. Why y'all still here?
Deuces.